Hello and welcome to the channel. I just wanted to pop in here real quick and talk about the young lady, the 13-year-old girl whose mother unalived a 20-year-old boy or man found underneath her daughter's bed or beneath her daughter's bed. And I have been popping in on various lives in which people want to most definitely, place blame on this man's death on the daughter. And I just wanted to come up here and talk about that for a minute because number one, she's 13 years old. And as a 13-year-old child, male or female, neither one of those sexes can consent to intercourse. Neither one of them can do that. But most importantly, I wanted to ask a question of ChatGPT. And the question I asked, because I thought about this, uh, in the case of a 13-year-old who may not have a full awareness of morality, uh, right and wrong, or legalities. Because some of the very interesting old men said that the young lady, the 13-year-old, ought to also be put in prison for having invited the 20-year-old to her house. But they couldn't seem to overcome the concept that a 13-year-old, even though she behaved badly, is still not morally or uh, legally aware of right and wrong. Nobody sits down and says to a 13-year-old, look, you can't be with a 19-year-old man or a 20-year-old man. You can't do that. And they don't discuss those things legally with young girls or young men. But the question was this. So, in the case of a 13-year-old girl who is not thinking about the law, as to a baby who steals but knows nothing about the law, can a comparison be made? Because I was making the comparison that a baby can take what it wants. It takes what it wants because it doesn't understand, number one, morality, that stealing is wrong, and legality, that stealing is illegal. It just knows that it wants something. And I compared it to the 13-year-old girl who may not understand or may not have the concept to comprehend the morality of a grown man making a 13-year-old girl his girlfriend, or a 13-year-old being the girlfriend of a 20-year-old man. She may not get that concept because she doesn't know that legally, and she may not even think about the morality of the situation. She may just know that she is a young lady whose body is going through changes, who feels a certain kind of way, and whose mother, from what I can gather in these small snippets of information, may have some trauma relating to sex. I don't know that, but it just seems that way. So Chat GPT answered my question and said, yes, a comparison can be made between a 13-year-old girl and a baby in the context of understanding the law and moral responsibility. Both groups may not fully grasp the legal implications of their actions due to their developmental stages. And then they go on to enumerate why that would be so. So, number one would be cognitive development. A 13-year-old is generally more capable of understanding right from wrong compared to a baby. While she may not fully appreciate the laws, she likely has a rudimentary understanding of societal norms and expectations. In contrast, and again, nobody's going to discuss the legalities of why she can't be with such a person, right? And then it goes on to number two, the moral responsibility. And it said legal systems often take into account the age and capacity of understanding when determining responsibility. A baby might be seen as completely innocent and incapable of moral reasoning, while a 13-year-old could face different considerations, often guided by juvenile law. And I went on to explain that juveniles, although uh, capable of understanding right from wrong still have no cognitive response capacity to understand the repercussions of what they're doing. They can't comprehend it. It's what's the word I'm trying to find? Is abstract at best, right? So you may say some things, but as they're developing and learning and changing, they really all these things that we're talking about and discussing are abstract to them. And that's why it's important to talk to your daughters about her body, changes in her body, how she feels, all these things being normal, because when and I'm suggesting that the mother may have had some trauma based on the actions she exhibited through the violence, the executing of this young boy or young man, that these things have to be discussed so that the young lady understands what the difference is, and doesn't overly overly think about sex in a way that would cause her to make the wrong decisions regarding men and boys. Also, make her less susceptible to men and boys and their flattery and how, these things. And then we go to number three. Number three is the legal implications. The law may exercise leniency towards younger individuals who commit acts without malicious intent or full comprehension, similar to how it would interpret a baby's actions. So we know that sometimes when you put the baby in the shopping cart, the baby doesn't realize that you are actually shopping and then you're putting things in the cart, but the result is that you have to pay for these things. The baby just sees you putting things in the cart. So he may recognize his favorite food and he may grab that favorite food thinking that he will have this food, he can have this food. Similar to how a 13-year-old may like a boy or like a man and can't understand why this man won't date her or can't date her, or won't be around her because legally he has a responsibility not to do it, uh, and morally he has a responsibility not to do it, whereas she might have romanticisms in her mind and think of it as a spurn, or just we've been 13 years old. You know how skewed our minds are and how amoral we can be as 13-year-olds because we have not developed into places. And we're in transition to the adulthood. We're in transition to being people and understanding the world that we're in and finding our places in it. So, ChatGPT goes on to say, in summary, while both may lack full awareness of laws, the level of cognitive development and moral understanding differs significantly, leading to different legal and societal responses. So, of course, we wouldn't judge a baby the way we would judge a 13-year-old girl or 13-year-old period, because we would hopefully instill in the 13-year-old the differences between right and wrong. But we will also have to understand that if a child is morally compromised, or morality is an abstract to them, then there is a lack of guidance from the parent who may have suffered uh, deeply and most egregiously in her own right, and has not communicated how to navigate a world where, as a lamb, a 13-year-old, no matter how she behaves, she's still a lamb, uh, how to navigate in a world where men may want to be with her or may think it's okay to be with her, but she has to understand the consequences of doing or being a certain type of woman or girl. It doesn't necessarily stop that. Having a father in the home won't stop it. Um, there's a lot going on there, and it's important that the communication between parents and child are established. One of the great things that my mother ever did for me was talk to me about her trauma and what she went through in life. And it greatly and most significantly helped me navigate life better. Now, did I make mistakes? Oh, hell yeah. Did it protect me from everything that happened? No. But it helped me to recognize quicker and easier what my responsibility was so that I could change behaviors that would draw negative things to me and cause me to harm other people as a result of my carelessness. I hope this made sense to you. If it did, put a comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.